CNN has fired Reza Aslan and canceled the new season of his show, Believer. He was actually approved for a second season, but they're letting him go over a tweet. Now, before I continue here, I should say I'm not the biggest Reza Aslan fan. I disagree with him massively on many things. I think he was far too big a Hillary Clinton apologist. I'm not sure if he ever supported Bernie Sanders in the primary. I could be wrong about that, but if he did, I didn't see it. He was kind of singing Hillary's praises from early on, which is like, ugh, really? So apparently he didn't care much about a candidate who had supported NAFTA or pushed for TPP 45 times or voted for the war in Iraq or all this stuff. So he's kind of like a standard establishment-leaning Democrat, if you will. And every time there's a Muslim terror attack, he's the first one to come out and say, this has nothing to do with Islam. Now, look, oftentimes are the terror attacks blowback for U.S. foreign policy, and people are trying to get revenge because, hey, you droned my aunt or something like. Of course, yeah, that happens. Blowback is 100% a thing. But to say it has nothing to do with Islam, when many of the terrorists say, I am doing this for Allah and this is for Islam, you're just wrong when you say it has nothing to do with Islam. It has something to do with Islam. It's just the KKK had something to do with Christianity. It was a Christian terror organization. That's what it was. That has nothing to do with Christianity. But it does have something to do with Christianity. That doesn't mean all Christians are bad people. That doesn't mean all Muslims are bad people when a Muslim does a terror attack. But don't say it has nothing to do with it. That's just not true. So I have disagreements with the guy. Sometimes I think he's right. Sometimes I think he's wrong. But his show Believer actually wasn't bad. I saw I don't know how many episodes there were, maybe 4, 3 or something like that in the first season. It wasn't bad. I actually kind of liked the show. And he's fired because he called Trump a piece of shit after Trump used the London attack to call for a travel ban. Okay, what? You're going to fire him because he called Trump a piece of shit. You're CNN. You have Jeffrey Lord, who's a Trump ass licker on, where he says the KKK is a liberal organization. That's what he said. That's what he said. You hired Corey Lewandowski. Corey Lewandowski, who was Trump's campaign manager, who was still on his payroll, and you hired him to be some sort of like fake objective analyst. And Corey Lewandowski, he was charged with or arrested for or allegations of battery were made against him with the reporter. I think her name is Michelle Fields. Like, who they choose to hire, and it's so utterly arbitrary. Like, so you can't, nobody on CNN can call Trump a piece of shit. How about when Trump said we have to take out their families and kill the families of terrorists? Not the terrorists themselves, the families. If that's not the definition of being a piece of shit, there's no such thing as being a piece of shit. Because he said, let's kill civilians for a political reason, on purpose. That's terrorism. So Trump is advocating for terrorism there. The correct response is to call him a piece of shit in that situation. How about when he said, I grab women by the pussy, I don't even wait. I don't even wait, he said. That's sexual assault. You're not going to call that guy a piece of shit? The correct response is to call it. He advocated for torture on live TV multiple times. That's a piece of shit. He said wages are too high. We need to lower wages. He said that during a Republican debate. That's a piece of shit. You can't call him a piece of shit? It's just fucking beyond. Wolf Blitzer was on air on CNN arguing with Rand Paul that we should continue to arm Saudi freaking Arabia, a terror state. We should keep arming them because what about the jobs of the military-industrial complex? You got to keep building the weapons because even though they're being used to kill children in Yemen, jobs and stuff, jobs and profit margin of the companies. He's arguing that it's okay to kill kids for profit margins for defense companies. That's not a fireable offense, but if you call Trump a piece of shit, that's a fireable offense. Oh, please, shut the fuck up, man. The management, they have no clue what they're doing. They have no clue what they're doing, and they're not consistent in their standards. They're not objective in their standards, and even though I have many disagreements with Reza Aslan, of course you shouldn't be fucking fired over calling Trump a piece of shit. Sometimes that's the correct thing to call a person when they do fucked up shit. And he's calling for the travel ban again. you know, the ban of people was from 7 different Muslim majority countries. Now it's 6 different Muslim majority countries. In the wake of the London terror attack, he's like, we got to ban those people. How many terror attacks have been committed from citizens of those 6 countries? 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. But we gotta ban all the people from these countries because of what happened in London. Well, that's a piece of shit response. That is scapegoating. And by the way, you shouldn't be for a list of banning whole countries, because that's dumb. But if you were to make that list, number 1 would be fucking Saudi Arabia, but he's not putting them on the list. He's going around the world blowing them, giving them a $400 billion economic deal, $110 billion in weapons. So, yes, calling him a piece of shit is the proper response. He is a piece of shit. So I hope his show gets picked up in other places. And all the people on the right, free speech, free speech, free speech. Where the fuck are you to defend him? You're not going to defend him because he insulted Daddy Trump. So free speech unless and until somebody says something I don't like and then I'm not in favor of it anymore. And spare me with your, yeah, but it's a private company. They get to fire whoever they want. That's true, but you should still be defending him and saying he should keep his job because you did it with the Duck Dynasty guy. The Duck Dynasty guy said, yeah, maybe black people were better off under Jim Crow. And you said, oh, free speech, free speech, free speech. Guess what? I defended Duck Dynasty boy then too. I said, he's a loathsome guy and that's a gross thing to say, but don't cancel the show. Don't cancel the show. Well, in this case, where are you? Where are you? Where are you? I thought, come on, I thought you were going to defend. Yeah, I believe in free speech. I'm an absolutist. Are you? So go ahead. Argue for Reza to keep his job, even though we called Trump a piece of shit. I'm waiting. I'm waiting. It ain't coming.